Tonight on Live with Cordone and Kilgore.
Singer-songwriter Dan Drnach joins us for a chat and a song.
Right now on Live with Cordone and Kilgore. Hey everybody, and welcome to Live with Cordone and Kilgore. Thanks for joining us. I'm Natalie Cordone.
And I am Sean Kilgore. So happy to be here with you tonight. Thank you, everyone who is joining us. It is Monday, June 7th, and this is episode 18 of Live with Cordone and Kilgore with our very special guest, Dan Drnach. And very excited to have him. He is direct from his very popular Orlando Fringe show called Cross Country, a self-help musical performance, which incidentally, our friend Seth Kuberski over at the Orlando Weekly named one of the top 10 shows on stage at Fringe this year. So congratulations to Dan for that. That's pretty exciting. But he's going to join us a little bit later. He's going to talk about not only that show, but also his live album. And he's going to sing a couple of tunes for us. So we're very excited to have him. Yeah.
For sure. So welcome to all of you, whether you're listening to the audio podcast or if you're joining us live as we're streaming to you on the Cordone and Kilgore YouTube channel and Facebook page. You can find us on all these pages right now through the magic of StreamYard. Obviously, I've already had too much wine. It's been a good day. If you're joining us on Facebook, please invite your friends to come along by sharing this live stream. You'll start by selecting share from the bottom left of your screen. You can see Sean's huge arrow there on the left. Then hit write a post, also on the left. And finally, type a message to invite your friends to join us and hit the blue post button. Super simple, I think. And if you haven't yet, make sure that you've liked our page by going to the Cordone and Kilgore page on Facebook and tapping the little thumbs up like button to keep up with the latest Cordone and Kilgore news. Also on Facebook now, if you'd like to hit the little bell, there's a new function where you can then have us come to you every time we go live. It'll give you a little ping every time we go live. So if you'd like to hit the little bell, you can do that during the show tonight. We'd really appreciate it. And if you're joining us on YouTube and enjoy the show, please like the video and subscribe to our channel, which is, of course, Cordone and Kilgore, because we're not very
we couldn't think of anything else.
That's right. Yeah. So everyone, please tonight also comment, ask questions in the chat. And as always, we'll do our best to respond to as many as possible.
Speaking of which, shall we see who's here? Guess who's here? The mamas. The mamas.
The mamas.
There's my sister.
Hello, everybody.
Our good friend Dawn is here. Dawn, hello. Congratulations on your son's graduation.
Just graduated congrats.
Yeah.
Big deal.
Another mama in the house. Hi. Mama Wilson, our very good friend Dave Stewart.
Hey, Dave.
Hey, Dave.
Yay.
Hey, Christy. How's it going? Thanks for being here.
Oh, hey, John and Faith. Thanks for being here. We're so glad.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Excellent.
That's awesome.
Well,
we have a
not like
lot
I haven't seen you like every day. Yeah.
Every day. You've seen me every day, or you've talked to me every day. You can't possibly get away from me. And that's because we leave this week to go to Oshkosh. I know those of you who join us every week are probably, you're not sick of us talking about it. You're so excited about the fact that you're going to be able to join us this week. So this Friday is officially our relaunch into Steve and Edie land. For those of you that might not know, we do a Steve Lawrence and Edie Gourmet tribute show called The Start of Something Big, the music of Steve and Edie. And we are having our first post-quarantine COVID times show at the Grand Oshkosh this week. And we know that you all, we're preaching to the choir, have all signed up for the live stream. They have at the Grand a corporate sponsor for the live stream. So it means that it's free to all of you to get a chance to watch the show. It should be a really beautiful live stream. They've been doing them all through the 2020-2021 season. And so we are so lucky that we're the last ones who will get to have this live stream, as far as I know, at least in this season.
Yeah. And I think it's, even if you've seen the show before, which a lot of our fans have, it's a really beautiful, we've watched a couple of the live streams that they've done, and it's like they got 3 cameras set up. I mean, it really is going to be a beautiful, it'll play like a TV show or concert, like for real. It's going to be really nice
like
to
a
watch.
PBS special. It
Like
should
a
be a
PBS
lot of fun.
special.
And one of the fun things about it is that we are going to have a couple of folks that are going to be live in the audience. But what we're hoping really is that you all at home will bring all of your energy to us through the magic of the internets, so that we can feel your presence and know that you're there. We're super excited to get back to doing the show. And so we've been in rehearsals all week, and I leave for Wisconsin tomorrow. I was just lamenting with Sean about the fact that my suitcase broke today. I'm not commenting on how much I put in my suitcase, which maybe is why the wheels broke, but still.
It's like, hey, I can only take so much. Things a suitcase might say. I've been watching a lot of Pyramid.
My suitcase might say, for sure. Yeah, that's too many pounds. But anyway, so it's been an extremely exciting week. And we can't wait to have you all join us on Friday. And we'll probably do a little snippet live stuff throughout the week once we're in Oshkosh hanging out.
Yeah, we'll show you around. So stay tuned to the Facebook page, because we'll pop on live. We're staying in a really cool old historic home in Wisconsin, right?
Amazing. It's called the Doe House. And if you guys know the Ballad of Baby Doe, the opera, this is the house the Doe family owns. And it's this beautiful, historic, renovated, like 4,700 square foot house that the start of something biggers are taking over this week. So there's a grand piano in the space. So Josh Wilson, our music director, we're going to expect him to just sit down and play just the whole time he's there. And it's going to be exciting. It's going to be a great week. So yeah.
Excellent.
Hey, Mark.
Thanks
Awesome.
for joining us and being here.
Yay.
Awesome. We're super
much.
excited about it. That's really like the best news for the week. It's like things actually feel a little bit. I mean, like really, like we're so busy, like, thinking back to this time a year and a half ago or whenever, and how we had nothing to do.
I know. and the two of us with nothing to do is not a good thing.
But
You're better with it than
I am.
Okay.
I enjoy it.
You do.
I enjoy nothing to do, but I also enjoy the doing. Also. So speaking of,
good harmony.
Yes, you've been. You want to talk a little bit about, you've been doing some mindfulness practice this week, I understand.
I have, yeah. So I just wanted to share for our good news this week, rather than bringing in something from the Good News Network. We love those folks, and you should check them out if you want to have a little, happiness in your day. But I wanted to bring something that I've been doing this week. So the integrated living program that I've been doing with the plant-based eaters is also, that sounded terrible, plant-based eaters,
That's pretty funny.
Food program. I don't know. Anyway, it sounded better in my head. But by the way, grape-based, very much plant-based. We're on the right track.
So that's included.
It is. It's definitely included on the program. But what we've been talking about is, again, an integrated lifestyle of bringing just health and whole living to everything that you do in your life. And I've been working on a couple of different projects all at the same time this week. And so one of the things we talked about was doing a 1-minute meditation. And I don't know if any of you like to meditate. I know Sean and I both do. And there's a lot of ways to do it. If you've never tried meditating, it sounds scarier than it is. It's not about sitting in a room on a cushion, not thinking about anything. But you can do everything from like walking meditations. You can do it with music. You can do all kinds of things. But this one I thought was a nice foray into the world of meditation if you haven't done it. And what I've been using it to do is to switch between things in my day. And it's literally just taking a minute in between, maybe before you sit down to eat. For me, it's going from maybe working on the starting something big to working on another script, or just starting on something else that I have going on in my life, or starting this show, right? Just taking a minute to sit in silence, or at least as quietly as you can be. The world around you does not have to be silent, to just refocus and reevaluate what you're about to do and put you in that right headspace. And I found it to be really helpful this week. So for any of you who haven't ever done it before, it's just a practice of sitting, closing your eyes if that feels good or is possible with where you are. Please don't do this while you're driving. And then setting yourself up for the next part of your day, whatever that is. So I just invite you to try this with me this week. You don't have to do it every time. You don't even have to do it every day. But I'd love to hear how it goes for you. So, Sean, will you join me this week in 1 minute meditations?
I will. Absolutely. I
Fantastic.
like that idea. Yeah. There's actually, for anyone out there that has an Apple Watch, you might be familiar with the breathe function. So every once in a while, it'll remind you to just breathe, which is sort of that. I mean, it's really, you can set it to however many minutes you want. So mine is actually set to 1 minute. So every time it goes off, I stop what I'm doing and I just track my breath for that minute. And it can completely change your outlook on the day and how things are going. Believe me.
It can. It's good. Yes. I love that. And I was just going to say, and this is terrible, but if none of us had Apple Watches or Apple devices, maybe we wouldn't need to meditate, but we do. And we're strapped to them all day long. So
that's so true.
So glad that you are using yours to watch us right now. If you need a minute, even after, and that's another thing is to, as you pull away from a device, to like put yourself back in, oh, right, this is the real world, right? Because we all have to be on our devices for our jobs. It is what it is, right? And for a lot of our entertainment now too. So just give it a try and let me know how it goes. I'd love to get a DM from any of you who are interested, or go on our page and, just put up there a picture if you want. I am going to be flying tomorrow. So you will see photos of me definitely taking a few moments to breathe, because it's going to be interesting. I went from flying like once a week to now I haven't flown in a year and a half. So I don't know what tomorrow's going to look like. It's going to be
and the nice thing about it is that this sort of meditation, mindfulness, this is not a new thing. It's been around for forever.
Millennia.
But it's just now sort of getting to the point where I think we're getting to the point as a society where people realize that they need this. Because when you think about, like, back in the day, like in the 70s, even in the 80s, we didn't have all these distractions. We had time where we had nothing to do but to be with each other and to be present and to be in the moment. And nowadays, people are just trying so hard. I know, we all are, to just find that moment. And there's so many tools out there to assist you with that. There's free tools. There's tools like the Calm app that you can pay for, which I've done, and that's a really useful one to, if you're new to it, to build to build up a practice of doing it. But yeah, no, I'm a big believer in it, and big believer in of what it can do for you.
Yeah. So good luck, everyone, with staying calm and centered this week, and hopefully we'll take that with us to Oshkosh, because while we are in great spirits right now, find us this time Friday. You will find us this time Friday, because we'll be about an hour before the show. So the show is on Friday. It's 7:30 Central Time, 8:30 Eastern. And then you can obviously back it up if you're somewhere else in the world. But it's 7:30 Central Time. So you can sign on as early as 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. And there'll be some previews and things just so that you can try your technology out and see if it's working. And then you just let it roll all the way through the show. The show does not have an intermission. We'll be singing straight through. And Sean has done some beautiful video that goes along with the show. So just know that it is the full-blown all enchilada. And I want all of you to keep in mind, so that we can talk about it on Monday, that I have packed everything for the week in that one suitcase.
All those gowns, all that jewelry.
One suitcase. And that includes anything I have to wear from Tuesday to Sunday.
Yeah, I kind of plan on wearing one outfit for the entire time, and then just bringing my
I'm just picturing you
costumes.
like on the plane in your tux. Like that's just, you're like, I'm sorry, this is all that.
Carrying nothing. I just got my tux and all my pocket squares in all at once.
Just shoved them all in. I'm going to wear all the gowns. I actually threatened to do that on a plane one time when they tried to take my suitcase. I was like,
remember
do you want me to wear them? What do you want me to? You're not taking these. What am I supposed to do if I don't have them? Anyways. So awesome. I think that's really what our week has been about and what it's going to be about. And thank you for wishing us safe travels. I appreciate that. Thank you, Grandma, for wishing me safe travels.
I know, Dave, get me next week. Get me next week.
That's right. Yeah, no, I've had him. He has been 100% mine since, well, for the last 10 years, but he's, for the last week, or the last month for sure.
All righty.
All right.
I am very excited for our guest tonight. Shall we get to it?
Yeah, I think so.
Right.
So Tonight, we have a fantastic musical guest who's going to perform for you. So, keeping with old ways in a new world, Dan Drnach brings his brand of songs to the singer-songwriter genre in a very genuine way. Blending folk, blues, and Americana, Dan's songs have a way of sounding familiar, even if it's the first time you've heard them. I know when I went on Spotify, I found that for myself. His live album, Behind These Shades, is available on Apple Music and Spotify, and his concept album, Cross Country, just enjoyed great success on stage at this year's Orlando Fringe Festival. And we're so excited to have him here with us tonight. Please welcome Dan Drnach.
Hi, everybody. Thank you guys so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here. I'd like to play a song for you from my Behind These Shades live album. Sean and I were talking about it just earlier today. This is an ode to an old theme park near my hometown called Kennywood. If you're coming from Mon City Town on the bridge under the swing around, I'll meet you when the summer sun goes down. Your first kiss still on my lips, we fly upon the double dip and slowly we can ride it all around. Though I try to remember every August that turns to September, I can see through the summer haze to remember you on Kennywood days. 100 years of romance lives in the look my sweetheart gives to let me know she'd like to steal away. She leads me to the old mill ride, cuddled up now side by side, a smile to let me know that it's okay. And as the sun heats up the summer, waking from my sleep and slumber, I was dreaming of all the ways we fell in love on Kennywood days. Walking, strolling, roller coasting under the neon lights, twisting, twirling, flying, falling in love on Kennywood nights. Twisting, twirling, flying, falling in love on Kennywood nights.
Yay!
Thank you guys.
Thank you. That song is just I was like a constant chill, like just nonstop. Like from the moment you start playing it, I absolutely love that song. I was telling you earlier, I love the album, but yeah, that song you just capture. Anyone who ever grew up going to a theme park has to know like that feeling. It is like I just got continuous chills throughout. So thank you for opening with that. I appreciate it.
Thank you for validating the song and everything that I feared no one would understand about it. So thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely. So excited to have you here. Thanks for being here. I haven't seen you in forever, and it's really great to see your face and talk to you.
It's been a while. This is wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely. Natalie?
So, yeah, you say that cross country. Okay, you have a quote about cross country, but it's about how we're all on a journey, physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually. So if we stop long enough to think broad enough, we might just understand that we're never alone, regardless of if our paths cross or not. We're on the journey together.
Yes.
So we can hear demo recordings about the concept album, which of course we loved, and I know who I think your musical influences are, but I can't wait to hear who you tell us they are. But congratulations on your success with the show at Fringe. I think that's amazing. So can you tell us a little bit about the show and what it was like to bring it from the album to the stage? Like, what was that? We've gone, Sean and I, the other way, right? Like we've gone from doing it on stage to an album, but what was that like for you?
Okay, so I was saying to Sean earlier, the circumstances surrounding cross country are not only wonderful, but they're very cosmic. I like to say that it's very cosmic in the sense of I had the idea over the summer of 2020. I had woken up and went to work because here in Florida things were opening up from COVID, and I was having conversations with all of these people who had all of the same concerns and questions about how all of this existence was going to go. And everyone I talked to had the exact same concerns and questions and statements to say about it, and yet we all felt so like alone. But there was this sense of, and obviously when you have to quarantine, that'll happen. And so I remember waking up the next day and going, I have this idea for this story about how there's these two people that, for whatever reason, are let down by their environment and feel the need to leave. And along the way, they actually end up in the same place, but they don't meet. And the point was to have it be, at any given time, you can look around a room and you can say, those memes that are like, you just never know what someone else is going through, so be kind. And I was like, but you genuinely never know. So like, what if somebody else in this room is going through the same exact thing as me? And then if I step back from that perspective, I don't have to do any of this alone. I'm not alone. That person is experiencing life the way I know it, or has experienced life the way that I know it. They've come out on the other side, so why not me? And then we just end up moving and getting to where I've said I was going to arrive in this location, and I have, because I've kept the promise to myself. And that sounds like a lot, but I'd only written 2 songs at the time, and then I just put it all to bed. And then at the end of February of 2021, my dear friend James Honey said, hey, I've got a venue at Fringe, but I don't really have a lot of content, so do you have an idea? And I said, well, I have this one idea, but it's 10% written. And he goes, well, let's do it. So over 3 weeks in March, I sat down and I finished the rest of the songs. Wow. I did the story outlining. We did the scripting because we wanted it to be more of a concert feel. We wanted there to be this is live music and this is storytelling through songs, but not in a traditional musical theater setting. So the song, I would take care of the songs and the emotional weight load of that, but we invited some very good friends of ours, TJ Washburn and Angel Marin, to come on and take on these characters and tell the story, so the audience had kind of an anchor, and they could, if they chose to identify with whomever's story, then they can go, yes, I've been there, I remember that, or maybe I'll be okay too. But every time in a play, your characters would have sung, then it was my job to take over there. Me and Anthony Smith, who was my guitar player with me, was
nice.
Absolutely amazing.
Definitely.
Yeah, and all I really ever wanted to do was just to sit down, write some good songs, write some songs that made sense, and that all came back very wonderfully.
It definitely seems like you did that. As I mentioned, Seth Kuberski at Orlando Weekly named it one of the top 10 shows at Fringe this year, which is pretty awesome. He also describes your style with this show, but I think it's kind of true overall, as The Who and Green Day with a mellowing hint of Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. And I think like that made total sense to me. And it was like, yeah, that's exactly why I love your music so much, is that to me that was right on.
There's no hiding. I can't hide from my influence. I grew up, I learned how to play the guitar by listening to Neil Young, so the addition of Crosby, Stills, and Nash and Young was wonderful. But I really learned technique. I learned to strive for the type of songwriting that Pete Townsend from The Who has. So everything I do is done with a flair of The Who, because that's just what's in me from when I learned how to play. So when I read that, I was just like, okay, cool. I don't mind at all even if they want to say I ripped them off. But you guys know
that's the thing about it, is that you hear the influence, but it's very. I mean, I think what you're doing is very original. I mean, it's true to you, and it's. I don't think it's. I don't think anyone's thinking that at all. Yeah, go ahead.
And I had felt bad for everyone I was trying to explain this idea to, not just for the album, but for the show, and I would just go, well, it's a lot like what The Who did with Tommy, and then in the early 90s, Pete put out this album, and he had actors on the stage. Everything was always justified by whether or not The Who have done it.
It's good to have a touchstone, that's for sure.
Very much so.
I knew we would get to your musical influences at some point very quickly in this interview, so that's always good to hear. I love that. So the Cross Country concept album, as well as your live album Behind These Shades, can be found on your website, right, at dandrnachmusic.bandcamp.com.
Yep.
Can you tell us a little bit about Behind These Shades?
Behind These Shades was this wonderful circumstance that came about. I've been playing the guitar for close to 30 years. I did a lot of writing when I was like in my early 20s, but no one ever really heard it or anything like that. I think my parents are the only ones that own copies of any of that stuff. I wrote a children's album, which is on the Bandcamp site back in 2008, but I only wrote that so my nieces and nephews would have a sense of who their uncle is.
That's awesome.
That's
Macaroni Pictures, right?
Yeah, Macaroni, and that's on Bandcamp. But that decade in between, I was busy getting married and having children and stuff like that. So I didn't play a lot of guitar. I didn't write. I certainly didn't write much. And then all of a sudden, at the top of 2018, I was a year sober. I quit drinking in 2017, and all of a sudden, thank you very much. Things started to kind of settle, and I started to pick up the guitar and just write. And somebody who's smarter than I am said, you should do a show. You should do a showcase of all of these new songs that you're writing, play songs that you like. And once again, I reached out to James Honey and said, hey, look, we're thinking of doing this. Can you help? Can you recommend something? And he pointed me to Sleuths on iDrive in Orlando. They have a small little space, nice and warm for a singer-songwriter like myself. And we started doing shows. And we started doing shows weekly. Not just me, other songwriters. And I said, there has to be a document of this. We have to get albums. We have to get videos. We have got to do stuff. And so one night, while we were setting up with my dear friend Jose, who ran sound for everything, and Larry, who's the brilliant guitar player on Behind These Shades, I busted out my computer and this old beat up microphone, and I said, nobody bother me. I have this really stupid idea that's just dumb enough to work. And it was never, ever meant to work. I brought it home that night and I listened to the show and I just went, it doesn't sound great, but it doesn't sound bad. And I played it for everybody and I said, look, if you guys are okay with this, I think I'm going to release it. And
I think it's a perfect live concert album.
We tried very hard not for it to be just song and song and song and song. We want you to feel like you would be in the room with us.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you definitely accomplished that for sure.
It definitely does. Yeah. It's a really lovely album, and I invite everyone to go check it out. But before we let you go, would you want to have you sing again for us? Will you do that?
Thing. Yeah, okay, gladly.
Go ahead.
The first song was from Behind These Shades, but I would like to play something from Cross Country.
Yep, absolutely. Take it away.
Cool. I'm gonna take this harmonica off.
Okay.
I love the fact that he is like a one-man band. Neither of us, we both sing and we don't do anything else.
Not a single instrument. I can play a little trumpet badly if you like.
Excuse me, this microphone. I can't. Is this thing on? That's all we got.
Sorry, it was. I don't play with that much anymore, so it was kind of weird. So
that was really great.
It's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's cool.
All right.
No,
we're gonna. Yep. Take it away. Yep.
This is Might As Well Rain from Cross Country. I wrote this as part of the story where our young lady hero has decided that where she's from and how her life has gone is she's had enough and she's on her way out the door. And a lot of the songs from Cross Country were written with the purpose to try to help. So if there's something in this song that you gravitate towards, reach out. It's going to be okay. We're going to make it. So this song's called Might As Well Rain. been told. All that glitters is made of gold, and they're broken stars. It's just broken glass. The greener the grass, the white picket fence, everyone accepting the present tense with plastic smiles that cover the scars. The glitter is trash, you know it's just broken glass. It's ready to cut you, it's ready to cut you. The last thing I need is to just let it bleed and cry through this pain once more. It might as well rain. You can bring on the storm. I'm not afraid of the thunder. That's not who I am anymore. Life is measured in change. I'm worth changing for. And so as much as it hurts me, I can't stay the same. And so it might as well rain. Flashing of light cuts through the night, illuminating the path that's right. I have been there once, I remember it well. It was easy to breathe, hard on my sleeve. Every day was a lucky one. You know I miss that girl, how far she has fell. You can never go back, you fall through the crack. Lost and forgotten, lost and forgotten. Letting it go is the best way to grow. But do I have strength to fight? Might as well rain. You can bring on the storm. I'm not afraid of the thunder. Well, that's not who I am anymore. Life is measured in change. I'm worth changing for. And so as much as it hurts me, I can't stay the same. So it might as well rain. The lightning will strike, the thunder will crash. Let the rain wash away all of the broken glass that has cut me, bled me, and made me scared to move. The storm will pass on in the warmth of the sun. There's new hopes are rising, fresh and exciting. The path becomes clear, and I'm free to choose. Welcome the rain. You bring on that storm. 'Cause now the sounds of the thunder is all I am living for. You know I'm ready to change, 'cause I'm worth changing for. Get ready for a new me. I can't stay the same. And so it might as well rain.
Yay! Oh my goodness, I loved it so much.
Thank
So
you.
good.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Man.
Thank you.
Really nice.
We're crying. It's
It really,
so
yeah,
good.
impactful.
So
Like you
much
said, you never
time.
know what other people are going through, and you never know when something that you've written is really gonna make an impact on somebody. And I think you've done that tonight.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for being
Absolutely.
here.
Yeah.
So we're running out of time, but before we let you go, will you stick around for our getting to know you section
Of course.
that we do with our audience every week?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes.
So
Of course I will.
each week we like to take just a moment to get to know you, our guest, and our audience a little bit better in a segment we call Getting to Know You. So everyone out there, get ready to answer some questions, right? To type your little answers into the chat box. It's a series of questions randomly pulled from a deck of cards called Pod Decks, who are our first official sponsor for the show. So now it's time for Getting to Know You, powered by Pod Decks.
This edition of Getting to Know You is powered by Poddex, the hottest new tool for podcasters and can make for a fun night at home, too. Simply shuffle up, ask a question, and let the good times roll. Check out poddex.com and use code GOODVIBES for 10% off your order.
All righty, here we go. Well, we'll start out nice and easy. Question number one. Okay.
Question number one.
Cookies or brownies?
That should be really easy.
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah.
It should be
Or
really
are you a brookie kind of person? Are you a brookie? Are you a cookie? Are you a brownie?
Publix Deli has a good combination of the two. I've had that, but I think I'm gonna go cookie. I'm going cookie.
I think I might be going cookie too. Okay, but do you have a place that you would make this decision in? For me, this is gonna sound weird. It's Subway. Subway has the best cookies.
You're right.
Chocolate chip
Yes.
cookies. And if you ask them to put them in the microwave for 10 seconds, it's like a spiritual experience. It's a whole different level. It's a whole
We're getting
different
a
level.
lot, a lot of cookies.
Yes,
poor
cookies,
brownies.
cookies,
Brownies
cookies.
seem to
I'm
have
all
no
there.
fans. Well, sorry, brownies. To all the brownies out there.
Wade. All right, Wade. Next time we're in Colorado, we need some brownies.
we got one
Okay,
brownie.
brownies.
Okay, we got brownies.
I'm seeing it. Dave.
Dave is
nothing?
speechless. Dave is speechless.
All right, but we're not hearing from you, Sean. Which one?
I'm actually, I like the combination. I like a good.
That's not an option. You have to pick one.
It's not. I have to pick one or the other. All right. So if I had to pick one or the other, I would probably pick cookie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We are cookies all around. Okay.
Yep, no offense,
I mean, not that I'm
brownie.
going to turn down a brownie because I'm not. Let's not.
That says brownie. Oh, there we go. All right. All right. Here we go. Question number 2.
Question number 2.
All right. What is something that you spend time doing every day, no matter what?
Does it have to be something that we want people to think that we do every day? Like I can say,
No, I don't want to
which
hear.
is
I
mostly
sing.
good.
I practice and I sing and I warm
Yeah,
up every day.
I
No,
vocalize every day. I'm very,
No, I want to hear
very good about.
something else that you do every day. Something else.
I text.
Watching
I mean,
Friends.
if I'm going to be like
great.
100% honest, like I text a lot all day.
That's a good answer.
What
I think that's fair.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
not. That's not what I want to say that I do, but I can't say a day's gone by that I don't.
Yeah, Dan.
There's a lot more easier answers to this. I really do set aside time to play music at least once, which is fair.
Yes.
It's easy for me. But especially recently, I end up on YouTube a lot. I've been doing a lot of and not rabbit hole stuff, like focused.
Okay.
I need to figure stuff out. So a lot of YouTube at night. Yeah.
It can be a very
Right.
useful tool if you can stay focused while.
Yes.
Yes.
The focus
Yeah.
is the hard part.
That is the hard part. Like, oh, this video of a whale. I'm gonna go. But at least that's what I watch. All right. Let's see. We got some people saying reading for pleasure.
I'm the same way. I
reading.
read every day too. Yeah, reading.
Do you like
I'm a big
watching?
reader.
If when I go to bed. Okay, if you know me, you already know this. But I go to bed with the Golden Girls every night.
Yes.
I can't. It's how I've always. Like as far back as I can remember,
I tell a
that's when I
story?
fall asleep. Okay, go ahead.
Can I tell a story? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So my favorite story about this is we go all the way to Las Vegas to do our show, right? Like, and this was, I don't know, 5 years ago. It was a while ago. So like where it wasn't as easy to just grab your iPad and like whip up a Netflix download or whatever, right? Sean shows up with the Golden Girls DVDs. And I'm like, what are you doing? We're doing a show. We're like gone for a month in Las Vegas. And all of a sudden I'm like, the Golden Girls. So he's not kidding.
Leave
That
home
is an
without it.
everyday affair.
I can't leave
Every
home
day.
without it, and I played them every day. Right,
That's
sleeping
awesome.
every day. That's a good answer. We have
Okay, all right, that's good. Like napping? Like, is that kind of the sleeping every day?
Puppies
Cute
every day.
Yeah, I do. I kiss my
Talking
puppy
on the
every day.
phone with my kids. My mom.
That's really good. I talk to my mom every day.
Yeah.
That's an everyday thing. I talk to
Me
my
too.
mom.
All right.
I try to talk to my parents
You talk to your
every
mom
single
all the time,
day.
too.
That's
Yes.
good. Yeah, I do. Yep.
I do.
And if I miss a day, oh boy. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
I'm kidding.
Catherine Codor is not happy. Yeah, no, I
yes.
couldn't go a day without talking to my mom. I wouldn't know what to do with myself. Okay.
Thank you. Courtney says I did the
Box
same
set.
with the
Yes,
Full House
yes,
box set.
Full House.
I love it. I love it. All right, here we go. Question number
Oh,
3.
those
The
are great
final
answers.
question is: At a party, are you the talker, the stalker, or the loner?
Okay, what do those mean? The talker, the stalker.
So the
or
talker,
the
like, are you chatty? The stalker,
Okay.
are you just like watching and observing, or are you like keeping your distance?
Like, really, please don't talk to me.
And not social distance. I mean, just your distance.
Okay, this is like a regular party. We know all
Yeah.
these people. We don't have masks on. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, the talker, the stalker,
Or the
loner.
loner.
I know which one I am, but I don't want to say it because it sounds creepy.
You're a
Because
stalker, aren't you?
You don't
I
want to say
am,
stalker.
but like usually, but it's not because I don't look at it as stalking. It's
not,
very
it's not,
I try to observe what's happening, either go where I'm needed or be a lifeline for someone, and end up kind of just mingling with every bit. But I've never been one to dive right in. And if you're going to be a loner, why go?
Right. No.
So-
I think, well, that's the problem. I think a loner wouldn't go, right?
Yeah.
So, but I think
But you've seen those people at parties that like are
Yeah.
sitting alone on the couch, right? Like
Yeah.
where they just end up sort of,
they
What
pick
happens?
their spot and they
Yeah,
stay,
and they
they
just
stay
kinda
there
hang.
for the night. Yeah.
but they're
Yeah,
they're
I-
like the dawn of the party. People come to them.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. Yeah. I've known people like that. I definitely. I think I am the same. So we don't have to call it stalker, but I definitely like would observe and go.
You too.
to
You're
where,
you're wearing sunglasses sitting in the corner. Don't lie. You're 100% scary stalker person. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
wearing a trench coat and a hat.
Sean was wearing the mask before it was needed. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. Okay. No, go back. I interrupted you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All right, depends on the size of the party. Small to medium. I'm the talker. Big, I stay in the corner. All right.
Mm-hmm.
That says he's
I can get behind
alone.
that.
People watching. Talker. We got some talkers.
Okay,
talkers.
that's good, that's good,
All
that's
right,
good.
very good. What, and then Natalie?
What? What were you gonna say?
Go ahead.
Sean, did
Yeah.
you get to finish about your stalkering?
Yeah, I think that was
Much
enough. I think I said enough.
Oh, so that was enough. Okay. For me, I absolutely hate that whole thing. I am not the talker. I don't ever want to talk to anybody because I feel like I don't have anything interesting to talk about. So I'm the one who hopes to God someone will talk to me. Like, so I would guess I'd be the stalker too. Like, I don't want to be alone, but I always go up to the person who I think is the loner because I feel bad and I don't want them to be alone. So I go find them.
What's the
and
stereotype?
I make
If
sure
there's
they're
kids
okay.
at the party, they're going to Natalie for whatever reason.
Oh,
Anytime we're
for
anywhere where
sure.
kids
No
are, they are
question.
drawn to her, and it is
Like
hysterical
moths
to
to
watch.
a flame. Children, they love me. Grocery stores, just children like coming up and grabbing my leg. I'm like, where are your parents? Who are you? Where'd you come from? Yeah, at parties, they
love
definitely.
it.
I've had little kids come and sit in my lap, and I'm like, I don't know you, and I don't know your parents, but that's that's cool. Let's hang out for a little while. So yeah.
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was really fun. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
that was so
Thanks,
fun.
Dan, for playing along. It was
problem.
great.
Oh,
All right.
we've had such a good time tonight, and thank you again for hanging with us. Whether you were doing it like we said earlier, live, or if you're doing it later on the audio podcast or catching us on YouTube later, we're so grateful, and we hope that you enjoyed Dan's music. Definitely go check him out on his website, and you can find him on Spotify, Apple Music. Check out Behind the Shades Live and also the cross-country demos at dandrnachmusic.bandcamp.com. So great. We're so lucky that we have such talented friends, people from all over the world who are just coming and hanging with us every week. So thank you for joining us tonight. We're so good to have you. We're so glad to have you, excuse me. And we appreciate you taking the time to join us, whether you were live or taking time later in the week. Thanks for being our guest tonight, and we'll hope that you'll join us live this Friday for the start of something big, the music of Stephen Eady from the Grand Oshkosh. We will definitely see you all, I hope, then.
Hi, everybody. Dan, give our best to Martha and the girls.
I will.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thanks
guys
thanks
so
for being
much.
Here. Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for being here.
93 albums, 12 Emmys, 2 Grammys.
Quality, style, and showmanship. Steve and Edie.
All aboard this sentimental journey, reliving the golden era of music's most successful duo. Creators Natalie Cordone and Sean Kilgore present a loving look into the lives of these legends of the entertainment world. With all the humor, glitz, and glamour that made Steve and Edie the toast of Vegas and our radios and television screens for multiple decades.
Come along, be my party doll. I wanna make love to you,
With special tributes to their love of Broadway.
Two lost souls on the highway of life.
Life is a cabaret, old chum.
There's such fun of living to do.
And their love for the Gershwins.
One look and I'm the world we do.
Audiences have raved from Las Vegas to Miami. Don't miss your chance to experience the start of something big.
Could be the start of something